Hey folks, welcome back. We are getting ready to head over to the desktop and see what Evernote has to offer us on the desktop versions. And before we do, just thought we'd wrap up this web version. We finished doing our survey of the Windows and the Mac interface on the web, and we left off last time saying to cover the desktop version. One thing you will notice that's new on this screen is we have a joined notebooks, and this is under our notebook session. Now, in order to have a joined notebooks, you have to be invited to join a notebook. And so what this is, or what it refers to, is that I used one of my other demo accounts and I created a notebook and invited myself to join that notebook. And basically what you would receive if this were in real life, if somebody had an Evernote account, created a notebook, and wanted to share it with you or invite you to join it, they could do so sending you an email sharing that notebook. And what you would get would be something like this. And it would just simply tell you, I've shared the notebook EN Hot. This is Evernote Hands-On Training. And it has a link for you to open that notebook, which I did. And when I did, it asked me to log into my Evernote account. And having done that, it puts this join notebooks on my pane over here underneath all my other notebooks. Now, I tell you this because when we get to the desktop version, there's going to be a feature that I want to show you, but I wanted to be able to put that in context for you so that you'll know what you're looking at. So let's go ahead and head on over to the desktop version. And we're looking at that right here. And we will do a quick survey of the Mac version of the desktop, and then I'll look a little bit at the Windows version as well. And I want to do that because although I am using the Mac right here, I realize that there's going to be a good number of people that are going to be using Windows, and there is a little bit of a difference between the desktop version of the Mac for Evernote and that for Windows. So we will simply just start with the top here and kind of go over this. Here you've got a left and right arrow, and basically all this does is if you're looking at your notes, it allows you to go back and forth between your notes. There's nothing rocket science about that, but it's handy to know how to use that. You then here have a little person icon with the username for the account that you're currently logged into with a little drop down arrow. And you can add another account here, which allows for what's called quick account switching. And that's actually a feature that's available. It's a handy feature, but it's available for premium users. We're not going to be worrying about that right now. And then you get account info. And we've already looked a little bit at the account info on the Windows version, but it will tell you the amount of space or usage that you've already used for this month, and that in 11 days that will be reset. It allows you to view your address book that has that unique email address that we looked at before. Then this icon right here is the sync icon, which when you are syncing between your accounts, this will turn blue and it will animate and tell you that it's synchronizing the information here on your desktop with the information on the Evernote web servers. And then this is the icon that I wanted to put in context. This is called a streaming activity icon. And when this is blue, it's highlighted and there's a little number up here. That number indicates that there's one new note or one new update for you. And what that is we'll click on it. You can see it says Tech Demo A has shared the EN Hot with you. And that was the EN Hot, or the Evernote Hot notebook that I referred to in the email. So we'll look a little bit later and more in depth on how to share notebooks and what that means. But I just wanted, again, to place this icon in context for you. You'll notice a lot of similarities between the Mac version and the web version. You've got the normal new note button here. And here are the notes, just as we saw on the web version. You've got the different formatting buttons that you had on the web version as well. Up here you have a place where you can click to add tags. Again, all the same as before. Here you have the little clock icon, which allows you to set reminders. This little icon here with the arrow pointing up like towards 11 o'clock, annotate this note. This is again another feature of the premium version. But you remember that in the web version, one of the apps that we added to our Evernote account was the Sketch app. And with the Sketch app, it allowed us to grab screenshots and annotate those notes with arrows, circles, boxes, text, things of that sort. What this does, again, for premium users, is it allows you to use those same Sketch features, but within the context of a note. So you could write a note, click on this, and then add any annotations that you wanted to. But again, for the purposes of a premium user. This is to show your notes in full screen presentation. That also is a premium user feature. Here's the share button, which we've looked at. That's similar to the one that we saw on the web version. And then the info button, which again we saw, that gives you information about this particular note, the title, where it came from, when it was created, and then of course your trash icon. The middle pane here is much the same as it was on the web. You simply have a list of notes. Here you have a little box that you can use to change the view. Now, on the web version, we had basically a list view and a snippets view. And as I said, I like the snippets view, but you get a few more choices here. So you can have a card view, and some people call this a thumbnail view. You can switch to the expanded card view, and you'll get sort of information pane up here at the top with your different thumbnails down here. You have the snippet view you've already seen, the side list view, which is similar to the list view on the web, but it's basically just a date followed by the title of the note. And then finally we have the top list view, which lists all of your information up here in this pane with the note down here at the bottom. So if we switch notes, the note down here would switch. So you can pick which view you feel more comfortable with. As I say, I kind of like the snippet view, so I'm going to stick with that. And then going back to this left-hand pane here, we again have the shortcuts, which we saw in the web version. We have another feature here called Recent Notes, which is again a handy feature. And then we have our notes, notebooks, and tags, all very similar to what we've already seen. Now, if I right-click, or if I click these notes and the notebook, right-click on the notebook, I can show the notebook list, and the different notebooks that I have will expand down below that. If I right-click it again, I can hide the notebook list. Same thing with tags, right-click and show, right-click and hide. And it all works just pretty much the way you would expect. The Atlas, if I double-click on Atlas, this shows different notes that I have, and it shows where they were created. Oddly enough, they were all created from Vienna, which is where I live, so that's a good thing, I suppose. The market, Evernote Market, if you're in the market for different features, if you become a real Evernote fan, you can buy scanners and all kinds of different products, styluses and things that will go with your Evernote account. And then down here, Premium, this is another button that allows you to, right from within your account, upgrade to Premium if you want. And again, that's $5 per month or $45 per year. And one thing to keep in mind is, if, for instance, you find yourself using or needing more than what the free account is providing you, you can upgrade to the premium account at $5 a month. But then at the end, if you decide, okay, I need to scale back, you can go back to the free version. You're not locked in once you move up to the premium version. Okay, so that's a quick overview of Evernote on the Mac side of things.